email it to you. And again, we will post it on PEMFTV.com. And all you've got to do is click on the recorded sessions, and you can basically go back and watch it. But what we've done, we've been working on for quite a while, is to put together something to dramatically enhance the PMF technology that we're all involved in, everything that we're doing. You know, we have so many companies come to us about the latest and greatest thing that they've got, and how we need to implement it and make it available to everybody. And yet, with all of our testings and the research we do, we just aren't happy with any of the equipments that are identifiable to say, look, this is something that's going to be an absolute benefit for everybody. So we've been 2 years working with the manufacturer, doing some development and research on something we're going to share to you tonight called Cocoon. So with that, I'll let you kind of roll into the introduction side here, Jeff, and let you kick this webinar off.
You bet. I appreciate it, Jim. And guys, first of all, the systems that we make available to the marketplace are not intended to diagnose, treat, or cure any disease. I got to make sure I get the old disclaimer out of the way so we're set and okay and good to go on that. One of the things that really excites us about what this new technology can do is that we realize that the marketplace has a tremendous need for what we have available. And if you analyze it, we're actually, the medical model that we utilize today is archaic. I mean, we wait till people get sick before it engages. And today, you know, we've got 100 million people who suffer from chronic disease. We've got 77 million people who are either overweight or obese. We got 40 million people who suffer from sleeping disorders. 50 million people have some sort of a brain problem. If you go back to 1960, we spent 5.1% of our GDP on healthcare. In 2013, we spent 17.4%, and we're racing to 20%. If we can't get this healthcare model under control, our nation will be at risk, and our kids and our grandkids will actually suffer the consequences of us not taking control of this. And I really think once you get a hold of what this new technology can do, it can actually help people get healthy and help them keep them healthy for a longer period of time, help us live our lives to be 125 years of, vivacious living. And our mission is really simple. We want to fix this system. And again, the whole concept of fixing the system is we want to start at the core. We want to think outside the box. And so what we've done, and not me, what Jim has done, and the doctors and the scientists, and over the last 8-10 years, have been working on everything from gene expression at the cellular level to quantum physics converging with biology, looking at the deficiencies of the body. Well, one of the things they discovered in this research was a term called heat acclimation. And in fact, you get a chance to go to our website, you can check it out. And Dr. Patrick, she has really done some really good research on this. And basically what she just basically says, if you increase the core temperature of the body for short periods of time, it can have dramatic improvements in your health. And so what we want to deliver to you guys today are some things that will definitely help your patients get better, help them stay healthier longer, which will then consequently improve the economic conditions for the United States. And then so what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to turn it over to Jim so he can kind of get into the details of how this hyperthermic conditioning, how it's actually going to help your patients get better. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Jim.
Thanks, Jeff. One of the things that we really have focused on is a thing called heating the core. And the question is going to come up many times here as to why do we heat the core? What we have found by heating the core of the body, getting deep tissue to the cells, getting to the bones, deep into the muscles, we can force nutrition actually deeper into the cells. So that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about how do we do it. We know that this hyperthermic conditioning thing stimulates and improves the central nervous system. We know that it reduces the risk of diabetes because it will reduce the blood sugar levels and increase insulin sensitivity by as much as 30%. Folks, these are huge numbers. We can reduce blood pressure up to 15%. We can prevent protein aggregation and boost repair of damaged proteins. One of the things that we're going to talk about is the thing called BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factors. These things protect against neurodegenerative diseases such as Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, Huntington, and dementia, and the list goes on. We can help with asthma, bronchitis, COPD. We don't think about heating the core in a way that affects the body like it does. We think about what can we do to heat the body without overheating the body. Well, The problem is how we heat the body, and that's what we've developed here. We want to make sure that we can decrease the cardiovascular disease up to 50%. We know that if we can reduce the risk of sudden cardiac death, if we can reduce the risk of coronary heart disease or cardiovascular disease, all the things that affect our mortality, we're onto something. But one of the things that we have found by heating the core is we can really focus on the growth of new brain cells. When you think about the people that have dementia, Parkinson's, PTSD, Alzheimer's, that are depressed, if we can increase the growth of new brain cells and do it by as much as over 300%, what can we do to change the state of people's being? We have found that we can restore the young levels of the BDNA in the brain by up to 300%. We can support the growth of brain cells, and we can decrease brain cell autophagy. So again, we focus on how can we heat the core and do it with PMF, and that's what we're going to show you. We also found that we can increase the norepinephrine by 310% and the prolactin levels by as much as 1,000%. Whoa, big numbers, but we got the science to back it. Hyperthermic conditioning stimulates cancer-causing DNA mutations. It helps to repair those cells. Hyperthermic conditioning increases the beta endorphins, which leads to drug addictions and psychological dependence, whether it's alcohol, cigarettes, or drugs. We know that stress causes physical symptoms in 74% of the people on this planet. We can reduce stress and increase the brain's potential. We can increase flexibility by over 200%. We know that the warmer the muscles are and the connective tissues and tendons, the greater the performance and flexibility is. What about the recovery? We found also that we can increase growth hormones up to 1,600%. Whoa, that's huge. At the same time, decrease body fat while we're building lean muscle. We can increase the delivery of nutrients and performance to muscle by as much as 50%. We want to take that energy and take those energy reserves and use it to power the muscle, the body. We want to burn off the fat and turn it to energy. Hyperthermic conditioning increases muscle regrowth by over 30%. Phenomenal what we see with athletes in recovery after workouts. Hyperthermic conditioning increases fitness endurance up to 32%. 40 million people suffer from over 70 different sleep disorders. We have found through heating the core that we can help people improve their sleep because it will relax the body, relax the brain, relax the central nervous system. 37% of women and 35% of men are obese. Sad number, 7 in 10 of all adults are overweight or obese. Hyperthermic conditioning, because it heats the core, helps in weight management. Why? Because it burns body fat. Hyperthermic conditioning increases the brain-derived nootropic factors. It stimulates the reduction of obesity and helps to decrease the appetite. It'll produce 187% greater weight loss and 460% greater body fat loss. How does it do that? It heats the core. It heats the muscles. It gets deep tissue to the fat so the body is able to burn it, use it as energy, and detox it out. It increases the hyperthermic core of the body temperature to regulate the body weight. In the brain's chemistry, it plays a key role in controlling caloric imbalances. We have found that it helps to suppress the appetite and control the burning of fat. Heat shock proteins extend your lifespan up to 30%. Jeff made the comment about living to 120. Dr. Gordon talks all the time about living to your 120. How can we do it? Through heat shock proteins. The FOXO3 gene increases your chances by 270% to live up to 100 years of age. How do we do it? heat the core. In August 2010, here's just a couple studies of the many that we have. The Department of Rehabilitation and Physical Medicine did a study on which they studies individuals of varying levels of fibromyalgia, just fibromyalgia. And what they found is the patients who underwent thermal therapy treatment, hyperthermic conditioning, reported significant reductions in pain and the symptoms, up to 77%. And another study that was done in Japan, they tested patients in severe pain, people that couldn't work, and they discovered by adding heat therapy to their treatments, 77% of the participants were able to go back to work. What is the best way to achieve hyperthermic conditioning? We have a product called an infrared thermofusion pod. Now please pay special attention to the fact that the head is on the outside. And I'm going to tell you why it's on the outside as we get into this, but here's a real simple explanation. I have an infrared sauna. It takes 20 minutes for my infrared sauna to warm up to 145 degrees. I sit in it for 15 to 20 minutes. My head, my hypothalamus overheats, and I got to get out. The same thing happens when I go into my steam room. I can only take so much time sitting in my steam room, and my head overheats, and I have to get out. So that's why I want to make notice right now. Pay attention to the fact that that head is on the outside. There's a reason for it. Some of the features of our hypothermic pod is we've incorporated a dry heat system, an infrared heat system, a jade mat, vibration massage, halo therapy, contour bed, aromatherapy, an air system, ambient lights, a cool face air system, and a very unique body chamber with a comfort contour mat, floor pedestal, and a comfort headrest pillow. Why did we do all these things? We want results. Here's the infrared heat system. You can see the lid at the top. Those dots in the center that are going down are dry heat. The other ones are infrared heats, and they determine the depth of infrared heat that hits the body, whether it's near, mid, or far range. Here's an example of a near, mid, and far range, and that's what the infrared does. So you can see, why do we want infrared heat? Because we want to affect the body at different levels. Pure jade mat. Why did we do a jade mat? Well, jade is a natural conductor of far infrared rays, so it absorbs them and it pulls them deeper through the body. So you get deeper penetration, more effective results. Here's the dry heat system again, as I mentioned. There they are at the top, and we can heat this son of a gun up to 180 degrees. I have people that use it all day long. Some people with their clothes on, anywhere from 125 to 145 degrees for 10 minutes. They're blown away with the results that they get. I have other people that sit in the darn thing at 156 to 166 degrees with their clothes off in a detox body bag, and people tell me I never sweat, and yet they get up and that body bag is soaking wet, and the slime that's on their body is unbelievable. So they're definitely taking towels and wiping it off because we're giving them a deep tissue detox. Vibration therapy. Why did we put vibration into that contour mat? Because we have found that it helps to reduce pain up to 70%. Now imagine what we do by putting the PMF mat in it too. Notice on the left and the right hand side here, it's got a cool face air system. Why did we do that? Because the studies have shown us that we can provide a deeper heat to the body to heat the core by keeping the head or the hypothalamus gland cool. And if we can do that, then the head doesn't overheat and the body can take deeper penetration for more effective results. There's a halo therapy stone. It's a 2,000-year-old Himalayan stone. It's a salt stone. You notice the fan right below it, and the very bottom an aromatherapy cup. What happens is that fan will pull into it anything that you put into that aromatherapy cup, whether it be silver, any type of aromatherapies that you want to use, but it also pulls down from that stone the effect of the stone, which in turn helps to clean out the cardiovascular system. And you can see on the right the ambient lights there on the cocoon as it's opened up. Here's the body chamber. We've added a contour comfort mat. We have a very unique body chamber that the pedestal that the cocoon sits on. We have a comfort pillow that sits on there for your head, and that body chamber is very unique for what it will do. Here's the control panel. Very unique, very simple. On the left-hand side, we've got upper vibration on the mat for the body. To the left, right of that, we've got lower vibration. In the middle, we've got an on-off switch. Next to that, we have an infrared controller. From there, we have a temperature and a time controller. And next to that, we have a face air fan. All of these can be controlled inside the cocoon. What's really unique is I have people that go in, they schedule their times in the cocoon in the appointment book, and they go in, and right now the temperature, if they don't adjust it, is set to 25 minutes, 155 degrees. All the people do is they come in, the minute they walk in the door, they turn the cocoon on by hitting the on switch. They go get into their detox body bag with their swimming suit on. They come back in. By the time they come back and get into the cocoon, it's already warmed up to 155 degrees. So all they do is hit the on-off switch. In 25 minutes when it's done, it automatically turns off, and all they do is turn it off. They get out, they go back in, take their detox body bag off, hang it up, and they take a towel and they wipe off. Our oxygen therapy. This is huge. You notice the gentleman has got the oxygen mask over his nose and his mouth. He's sitting in there breathing oxygen while the cool air is blowing on his head. If you want to put the cool air into the fans and blow it up through the system, on the right-hand side, you can see where the hose is plugged into the air port. So you've got two different ways that you can approach it, one to the face or one that you're pumping it right into the cocoon and in the pod, and you're actually breathing it. Oxygen therapy increases blood oxygen, which oxidizes pathogens and boosts energy. We all know that disease is anaerobic. And so what we're doing is we're decreasing demand on the immune system, and we're facilitating the production of ATP. Why do we need oxygen? Exercise with oxygen therapy, EWOT, is huge, and more studies are coming out on that, and it's starting to become a big thing in a lot of exercise facilities and a lot of detoxification centers. Ozone therapy, you're starting to hear a lot about this. This is becoming a big buzz anymore. It's a major, major game changer when you add it on to the cocoon along with the PMF. And what we do is we actually put the person into an ozone body bag. And you can see the hose right there is plugged into the port right off to the left shoulder by the left chin. And that ozone is set to create that ozone within that body bag. The head, of course, is zipped up so you don't breathe it. You can set it for 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 minutes, whatever you want. And the whole body is undergoing ozone therapy. What does ozone do? It's probably the most natural antioxidant in the world, or oxidant. It stimulates the immune system, has an anti-infection and antiviral effect, no toxicity, prevents all sorts of infections and viral infections. How does it work? It punctures the membrane of the bacteria, causing it to spill its contents and die. And we know that it goes 10 times faster and deeper than chlorine or anything else that will do. So it is becoming a big thing in a lot of places. A lot of places to do intravenous ozone or injection ozone requires a direct or indirect supervision of a licensed practitioner. Here, because it's done in an ozone bag, you do not need to be a licensed practitioner to use it. Here's what the cocoon looks like. The pod looks like. On the right-hand side is the PMF therapy mat that's laying out in the bed. So you can do PMF right while you're doing the vibration and the heat. There's the new office model machine that you see in the bottom left with the new variable 10-minute timer. And you're getting a sneak peek at our new Biomag machine, which will be out here very shortly. You notice it's got one plug-in. So there's one plug-in. It's got 3 settings: 5 minutes high, 15 minutes high, and low for 30 minutes. This thing is very unique because when you've got it on any of the high settings, the low setting automatically works too. So it's a double whammy. So we'll tell you more about that a little bit later. But some of the things in PMF therapy that we know it's shown to improve the neurological, physiological, and psychological benefits to the body. It repairs damaged and diseased tissue, reduces pain, inflammation, it accelerates healing, assists in detoxification, and it definitely promotes faster healing. Just some of the benefits. I mean, the benefits of what PMF therapy does is on our website at pemf.us. So have a look, go see what we've got. One of the things that we really appreciate and enjoy about the cocoon and the fact that we can keep the head outside because we can keep the head cool. The body does not overheat. The heat stays inside. If you're using ozone, the ozone stays inside. And so therefore, we can heat the body's core. As an example, if I'm sitting in the thing for 20 minutes at 145 degrees, my body core temperature is about 101. If I bump it up to about 155 degrees and sit in there for 20 minutes, my body core temperature will get up to around 117. So, when you think about Lyme disease and you think about other things like that, cells in the body that are affected based upon heat, and how does heat penetrate them to destroy them or force them to destroy themselves? This is how we're doing it. So basically, the cocoon has become a one-stop health and wellness device. So what we've done is we've done a thing called hyperthermic conditioning, plus the add-on of oxygen, the add-on of ozone, and of course, if you've got a PMF machine, you've got PMF available to do it too. We know that this infrared thermofusion pod is definitely changing people's lives. Jeff, I'm going to throw this back over to you for a minute. You've had many years of being in a practice, of being involved in the office, making sure that the revenue and everything was being hit, numbers were being made, and you guys were generating revenue, and the bills were being paid, and the patients were getting where they needed to go. But just review real quick, if you would, what this can do for a practice from a revenue standpoint.
You bet, Jim. And guys, really what Jim said is that this is really a one-stop health and wellness device. Once you do a good job of educating your patients, obviously you've done a good job with PMF, talking about the cellular function and how we can, send a magnetic pulse through the body and energize the mitochondria, turn on the ATP. Well, when we educate them on hyperthermic conditioning, incorporated with the PMF and also the oxygen and the ozone when it's necessary, patients will all of a sudden want to keep coming back on a regular basis for maintenance care. Again, this marketing plan that we put together is geared towards attacking the marketplace for the low-hanging fruit. And since we know 7 out of 10 adults are overweight, we know that if they come in and we can raise the core temperature, we can help them accelerate to weight loss. And so the easiest way to bring new patients into your clinic is go to a need that already exists. So you don't have to go off and do a whole lot of educating. So we actually have some marketing plans that will make available for you to implement to bring in this low-hanging fruit, educate them on hyperthermic conditioning, and then incorporate the PMF into it. And then we got little 12 packs of sessions that you'll be marketing through a workshop. And all of a sudden what happens is that, when somebody can drop, and literally you can drop 1 to 4 pounds in a session, it's unbelievable. And people feel healthier, they feel better, they look better, they're burning fat, they got energy. And the next thing you know, they're telling everybody. So you have an endless flow of new customers or new patients come into your clinic on a daily basis. And that's our goal. And now the fees you can charge for this obviously are dependent upon your market. And you might be looking at maybe a range from $15 for a 10-minute session in a small market, $75 for a 30-minute session, and of course that's just a pod only. That's just the hyperthermic conditioning pod. When you incorporate the PMF on top of that, and you put the ozone and the oxygen, the fees would go up from that. So again, based upon your market, would determine what you get for this. And then with a 3-minute prep time between sessions, you should be able to handle about 15 sessions per day per pod. Okay. And so when you do the math on this, if you average $30 per session, that would generate $450 a day in collections, for your office. And with 20 work days a month, you're talking about a $9,000 a month return. And here's the crazy thing. You can get this pod in your clinic for as low as $300 a month. And now from a business standpoint, like Jim said, I spent, 10, 15 years owning a practice management company, running clinics for docs. If I could get a $9,000 return on a $300 investment, man, how many of those can I do? And literally, when you look at this from a business standpoint, the market has a need for this. We can supply a valuable service, and you get a really good ROI. And it's unintended therapy, so this is something that can be done without you actually having hands-on. And so what you look at is you say, okay, what's my potential? If you look at the slide right now, this is all based on a 20-minute session. You could run 30 minutes, 10 minutes, however you want to run it. But this is just based upon, having a 20-minute session. Say, hey, 9 people a day just come in for the cocoon only. 3 of them come in for the pod, and 1 additional therapy. 2 have two additional therapies, and 1 does all 3. Well, that's 15 sessions a day. You run the numbers out on that. That's $150,000 worth of revenue that you're bringing in on a $300 a month lease. And again, so the first option, you can purchase this. You can purchase this on a lease basis for $300, or if you want to buy it cash outright, the pod sells for $10,000. We do have a special right now, and Jim has extended it. We're knocking $1,000 off if it's cash, so you can get it for $9,000. So you have either choice. You can get it for $300 a month, or you can get it for $9,000 cash. It's your choice, but either way you look at it, it's a pretty good ROI. But again, if you got questions, we do have a website you can go to. It's called cbwcenter.com. We got a whole bunch of information on there, a whole lot of, just more stuff than you probably even care to know, but go check that out. And I'm going to go ahead and have Jim kind of finish up to make sure that I just wasn't right. So Jim, I'm going to have you finish it up, okay?
Thanks, Jeff. And I got to tell you, I have got about just in the past 30 days, I've got 30 people here that are making appointments and are using the cocoon 7 days a week. Now, we've got a separate room on our place, and so we give them a key. They're responsible for that, and we've been charging everybody. The first 30 days, we didn't charge anybody. The next 30 days, we were charging them just $1 a minute, and so if they're in there using it for 25 minutes, there's $25. But what we did is I said, look, bring a partner with you. We keep the refrigerator stocked in the room with water, and tell everybody when you're done, there's the bathroom, there's the change room for your detox bags, and but bring a partner. So if they bring a partner, each partner can go for 25 minutes, but they only have to pay for 1. So 2 people go for the price of 1. So what I've been getting feedback from all these people on is they've been saying, look, is there any way that we can do something different based upon an arrangement? Because I've got these people coming in basically 3 times a week. And so $25 is $75 a week. Well, I've got 15 couples doing that, which is $1,125 a week. Not too shabby. So people are saying, well, gosh, can we do something, more with it? We'd like to bring in, get a couple of our other family members to come in, but, could we do something like a family package or something? And I said, you know what, sure. What would be fair? $199 a month and the whole family can come, but you make sure that you come in partners of 2. And everybody's giving me feedback and said, absolutely, that's great. So you think about those numbers. If I'm charging $199 and I've got 100 of those out there, that's $19,000 a month. I'm not having to be there to supervise it. Now, in some places, in some facilities and offices and whatnot, of course, you probably want people using it, when somebody is there. But so what? So what if they've got a membership and they booked off, 30 minutes a time to use it for 20 minutes? And you know what? You don't have to take your clothes off to use it. I had a guy the other day, 72 years old, military guy. His back was killing him. He came in. We just laid a towel down. He laid down on his clothes. We did it for 15 minutes at 145 degrees and said, my gosh, I have never felt so relaxed. My hip pain is gone. He called me that night, went home. He called me that night. He says, man, I got home. I slept for 2 hours. I have never taken a nap in the middle of the afternoon, but I slept so good. So, again, there's different ways to look at it from what can it do to generate revenue for you, whether it's from 7 to 5 or 8 to 5 or 8 to 6 during the day, whether it's 7 days a week, and, you do like I'm doing and people get a key. And so now we're doing membership. And just on 100 people, 100 memberships, that could be 500 people because, figuring if there's 500 people to a family, it doesn't matter to me, but they're paying for a family membership at $199 a month. And our goal here real quick is to go out and get 100 of them. And the people themselves that are using it are recruiting people to come in and get memberships. So I'm not doing anything. So it's amazing. These people are getting great results and they're absolutely loving it. So if you want information, drop us an email. There's our email. There is info@cocoonforlife.com. You have the email address for the PMF, and that's info@pemf.com. pmf.us, info@pmf.us. There's the phone number, 605-217-3377. Give us a call. We'd be happy to share the information with you. As we mentioned to start, we'll be in Orlando in October, Las Vegas in November, and Las Vegas again in December. We will have these on display. We are shipping them in so that you can ship it back out and take it home. If you want a DVD, you want more information, please give us a call and let us know. We had a gentleman the other day ordered 15. One doctor ordered 15, and he ordered 2 more PEMF machines. So he's got a little spot, and I guess it's not too little, but he's got a spot next to his office, and he's putting 15 of these cocoons in there, and he's also putting 2 PMF machines. What he's doing with the PMF machines is one machine will run 2 therapy mats. So he's taken 4 of these cocoons, where of the 15, 4 of them he's able to run PMF at the same time. So think about what the potential is. How can we detox? Dr. Gordon has been the detox king for a long, long time. Dr. Gordon talks a lot about heating the body and what can we do to sweat. Well, you know what? It's just not water that you got to get rid of. It's the deep tissue detoxification that goes along with the water. So thanks for being with us. Give us a call, drop us an email. We'd love to hear from you. If you need any information, let us know. We are here for you. So thank you much, Jeff. Thank you for being aboard. Thanks for everybody for being with us tonight. Have a great evening. Enjoy a great, beautiful weekend. Thank you.